Streetcar Named Desire was my favorite of his performances. Maybe it's because it was the first time I'd seen him, and it was such a phenomenon. I'd never seen anything like that on the screen. Someone who was not acting, they were being. It was coming from some very deep, mysterious place. And it hit the cultural scene in the United States like an explosion.
Now, that's how I'm going to clear the table. Don't you ever talk that way to me.
Marlon embodied a new way of bringing a character to the screen.
Oh, but you have an impressive judicial aim.
You know, if I didn't know that you was my wife's sister, I would get ideas about you.
There it is. You saw it. You saw the future with Marlon Brando. You saw the change of acting with Marlon Brando. You saw it. It was right in his DNA.
And you are the queen of the Nile, sitting on your throne, swilling down my liquor. And you know what I say? Ha ha!
You know, and of course, Streetcar, you just go, whoa, hold it. You know, whoa, what are you doing? People are looking at this, you know?
He's like an animal. Has an animal's habits. There's even something subhuman about him.
It was lit by lightning or something like that. They described the performances. Certainly there was a kind of lightning when one saw his work in Streetcar.
But please don't get up.
Nobody is getting up here, so don't get worried.
Obviously, he's very rough, but he still has this childish type of thing.
What is this article? That's a solid gold dress, I believe.
When he goes through her trunk and, you know, he's just like violating her. But you remember it.
Now, we got here in the state of Louisiana what's known as the Napoleonic Code.
He's hysterical in it, you know, you can like see the thick churnings of his brain, and it's such a great performance.
He never played a completely unsympathetic guy. As Stanley, he's just gorgeous.
What is it about genius? You know, it's hard to call it. It just happens, and it connects. He makes these connections.
There's an irreverence that can work for you that I think that he embodied in his work.
Would you think it possible that I was once considered to be attractive?
He looks okay.
I was fishing for a compliment, Stanley.
I don't go in for that stuff.
He was a guy who had changed the face of acting. He really had changed acting forever.
If you see him as Stanley, you're like, uh-huh. You know, you're like, he's irresistible.
Hey, Stella!
People remember the moment in Streetcar where he falls on his knees and Stella comes in and folds him in, and he's crying.
The brutality and the sensuality in Marlon's performance, it was huge and real.
Stanley!
And then you understood, you know, the visceral sexual relationship between Stella and Kim Hunter's character and Marlon.
That is a masterpiece. And that you can say that about, you know, Marlon's work. His series of great pieces will be around to inspire us and to, you know, thrill us and move us forevermore.